Hey there, I'm Tony DeCopo. This is The Uplift. We got a great show for you, a great cast of characters as well. Among them, a school custodian, recognized for going above and beyond. Now, Steve Hartman will show us how students honored her kindness and her hard work as well. Also, a man who was inspired to save a swamp? Why would he feel so much passion about it? You'll find out. And Time Magazine's Kid of the Year, see how this 17-year-old's grandparents inspired her to help others. Plus, we uncover World War II letters sent by an American soldier to his parents. They never received him, but his children did. And David Begnaud has 3 stories for us. One is about a history-making young woman who credits her dad for helping her complete a daring feat. All of that and so much more. Heartwarming news. You know what you're watching. The Uplift. Welcome to The Uplift, the show that lifts you up for at least the next 30 minutes. You, I like to say me as well, and we'll begin with a lesson on recognition. Steve Hartman and his kids have a story about a custodian whose dedication to a Missouri elementary school earned her major recognition and a surprise from the community that brought her to tears. Story of custodian Claudine Wilson, whose dedication to one Missouri elementary school earned her a touching honor.
Hello, everyone. You know Meryl.
Good morning, and welcome to our lesson on recognition.
Emmett, definition, please.
Recognition is awarding someone for what they've done, whether it be through kind words or some other nod.
Before class, I took a look around your rooms, and I saw all sorts of trophies and certificates and medals. Just wondering, why do we treasure those so?
Because it feels good to have a symbol of something you won and makes you look cool.
It's a flex.
Obviously, recognition builds self-esteem. But we don't always recognize the people who deserve it most, which is why I want you to see this story. Pulled from our library, filed under recognition.
When folks in Swedberg, Missouri decided to name their elementary school building, everyone knew it had to be named after someone truly special.
You have your name on a building, that's huge.
It has to be someone that you just know would be right.
That makes you think of when you think of good.
Throughout history, there have been many national figures who fit that bill. Also, lots of famous Missourians who would have been great choices to celebrate and inspire. But in the end, they went with Claudine Wilson. Who is that, you ask? You wouldn't believe. Meet school custodian Claudine Wilson.
You can get her like a vacuum and she'll appreciate it because she really likes cleaning.
Yeah, she's like in the zone. She focuses.
And she's just really dedicated herself to this school.
So much so that over the past 30 years, she has taken on a busload of additional responsibilities.
Morning.
From transportation coordination,
How are you guys today?
to lunch duty, to landscaping.
And what's your motivation for doing all that?
The kids is at your heart.
That's what makes Claudine what she is.
School board president Chuck Boren.
These kids get sick. You think they go to the nurse to start with? They go to her. If they had a bad night, they go to her. I mean, and she's there for each and every one of them.
And all that is why the school board voted unanimously for the new name. And why today, there's really only one person in this whole community who remains unconvinced that Claudine deserves this honor. Claudine.
It touches your heart, but I don't think my name needs to be up on a building somewhere.
So we'll add humility to one of the reasons why you should be up there.
In America, building names often inspire greatness.
You done a good job this morning.
And Swedberg, Missouri is no exception. They just define greatness a little differently.
Would you want to be like her?
Yeah.
That's what everybody should want to be, you know? That's what I would want to be.
Joining us now, the one and only Claudine Wilson. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
What did you think when you first saw your name on that school?
I didn't know how to respond. And I said, really, you spent that much time to put my name on a building, really?
It sounds like you're still not embracing the idea.
Still not.
I understand that you're now retired.
Yes.
How are you spending your retirement?
Working and busy.
So you're still going back to the school?
Well, yep. I said I would help them anytime they needed me.
That's you.
That's me.
Claudine, thanks so much for talking with us today.
From the bottom of my heart, thank you all.
Recognition can make humble people uncomfortable, but we all need to be reminded sometimes that we're doing a good job. And that's why I'm going to take this opportunity to recognize you both for recognizing the importance of recognition.
Will you also put our names up on the house?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Absolutely not.
Coming up, meet Time Magazine's Kid of the Year. We'll show you how this 17-year-old earned that honor after the break. Plus, a man who fought to save a beloved swamp, huh? It had a special place in his heart for 50 years. That's right, a swamp. See why he had to step up to save it. Time now to introduce you to Time Magazine's Kid of the Year, a 17-year-old girl from Plano, Texas, who was inspired by her grandparents to help seniors. Here's Karen Wah.
In many ways, Tejasvi Manoj is an average 17-year-old.
You've got to balance like all of your classes, and then you have college applications as well. Hello, my name is Tejasvi.
But she's spending much of her senior year with a different type of senior.
I think asking for help, asking for assistance is really important, like knowing that you're not alone.
It's her commitment to this older community that's landed her here.
When did you find out?
So I found out 12 hours before the article released. I was in so much shock. It was the greatest surprise of my life, honestly.
It all started last year when Manoj's grandfather got a scam message. Someone pretending to be a family member asking for $2,000.
AI, there are so many people who are using AI to make scams seem more real.
You know, you get a lot of emails and
these frauds are increasingly common.
Particularly when you're older, you feel more vulnerable. I think too, as you get older, you become less computer savvy.
According to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, people 60 and over who reported scams last year lost a total of $4.8 billion, double the losses from just 5 years ago.
If you are a victim to a scam.
Now, Manoj teaches about cyber scams at older adult community centers. In July, she did a TEDx talk.
And what I found shocked me.
And she's building a website and app called Shield Seniors, which shows what online scams look like and how to report them.
So here I can add like a text message, and then I can press, please identify whether this is a threat. So it's saying that this request seems suspicious.
Manoj took some computer science courses, but she mostly learned everything about coding and AI on YouTube.
Obviously, my mission is to make sure older adults are aware of cybersecurity, and they shouldn't be embarrassed about asking for help.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to continue working on Shield Seniors, but also combine my love for like social good, using tech for social good. That's my text phone number and my email.
Okay. Manoj is still looking for funding. She hopes her Time Magazine cover moment will allow her to launch Shield Seniors by the end of the year. Karen Hua, CBS News, Plano, Texas.
There is a swamp in Georgia that's been a special place for Josh Howard for a half century. And when that swamp was put in danger, he fought for its survival. Here's Skylar Henry with the story.
Josh Howard knows just about every inch of this place. He's been coming here to Georgia's Okefenokee swamp for 50 years.
You used to come out here with your granddad?
I did. And then when I got older, I brought my kids. We spent many nights out in the swamp. Some of my best memories have been out here.
The swamp, at nearly 700 unspoiled square miles, is bigger than entire cities, like Nashville or Phoenix, and home to more than 1,000 species of plants and wildlife, cottonmouth snakes, turtles, and red-cockaded woodpeckers, once an endangered species.
You hear the sandhill cranes bugling out on the marshes, and that's got a little visitor coming here.
But all animals clear out when one of the 15,000 gators glide through. threateningly. But in 2019, naturalists said the swamp was under threat. A mineral company that owned land 3 miles away sought permits to mine zirconium and titanium.
I'm disappointed.
So Howard, a Republican in deep red rural Georgia, became an unlikely environmentalist.
What we're trying to mine for out there, it'll make a few people a little richer, but it could potentially ruin something that is, I believe, is good for humanity. I mean, you can call me a tree hugger if you want to. There's some things you just got to stand up for, and I don't see this as a political issue.
The ironic thing about the swamp is we think of it as wet, but it gets quite dry. And when it gets dry, wildfires frequently start there.
Brett Jackson is a hydrologist at the University of Georgia. He examined the mining company's proposal to pump more than 1 million gallons of water per day from the ground near the swamp.
And it basically took the severe drought conditions from 3% of the time to 9.5% of the time. There have been 4 major fires that came out of the swamp since the 1950s.
Are they relatively recent given climate changes, or?
There was a major fire in 2011 and 2017.
Still, the mining company pressed ahead, saying the mine would not hurt the swamp. Then, just when it appeared the mine would be approved, a nonprofit called the Conservation Fund paid $60 million to buy the mining company's land, stopping the project in June.
It's nice to not be worrying about this every day.
But Howard says the fight isn't over. There's other private mineral-rich land nearby that could still be mined.
Everywhere you look, it's just life.
For now, the swamp survived, but by the skin of its teeth. For Eye on America, I'm Skylar Henry in Georgia's Okefenokee Swamp.
Coming up, 2 people from Philadelphia uncover letters from their father sent 81 years ago. What these notes revealed about their family during World War II. Plus, David Begnaud introduces us to a young woman who made history thanks in part to her father's support.
My dad's a big inspiration for me, and he always has been, but it's hard when other people don't believe in you, and so he was always there right beside me.
In 1944, an American soldier fighting in World War II sent a letter home to his parents. They never received it, but 81 years later, his children did. Here's CBS News Philadelphia's Liz Crawford.
Mail call brings a thrill.
According to the National World War II Museum, between 1942 and 1945, more than 1 billion letters, known as V-mail, were processed. 3 of those letters weren't opened until today.
81 years later, here we go. And he starts by saying, "Dear Mom and Pop."
But this is not Mom and Pop, but rather son and daughter. So how did we get here, sitting in a home in Ridley Park, Pennsylvania, 81 years after their dad wrote his parents a letter during the war?
Oh my gosh, it's just incredible. You know, I feel like my dad's right here with me.
It all started when Eric Martin, a postage collector in Massachusetts, ordered a batch of war envelopes on eBay.
This batch had 4 letters to the same woman, and I saw that 3 of them were still sealed. So I've never seen that before.
Martin was determined to find the descendants of Mrs. Frances Morris of Drexel Hill. Facebook helped lead to the connection, and Martin mailed the letters to the family here in Delaware County. Jimmy Morris, who served in the Army, wrote those letters to his parents in 1944.
Back in England now. I don't know how long I will stay.
But instead, they're opened by his son and daughter 8 decades later.
Your loving son, Jimmy. Hope to see you soon. Wow.
3 letters total, written in the spring of '44, right around D-Day.
I am okay, and I am sure it won't be much longer till I'm back home again.
Give everyone my best regards. Lots of love, your loving son, Jimmy. When you look at the state of the world today and some of the things that are happening, like, in a way, I'm glad Dad's not here to see it. But this comes at a time when I just feel like he's telling me it's going to be okay.
Jimmy Morris was one of 5 brothers who all served in World War II. They all came home and lived long lives. After the war, Jimmy spent his career as a mail carrier.
They certainly were the greatest generation. I know my dad could do anything, fix anything.
Letters today confirming the legacy he created decades ago.
He flew a flag every day every day. I think he always remembered what he was fighting for.
In Delaware County, Liz Crawford, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Coming up, how a young woman made history by simply believing in herself and accepting her dad's support. David Begnaud has not one, not two, not three, but three. In fact, it's only three. Sorry, guys. For his Dear David series on CBS Mornings. But they're all amazing. He gets letters from people all over the country to highlight the incredible accomplishments of ordinary people. And one of those letters focuses on a young woman who made history alongside her dad. Watch.
This is what it looks like to be on top of the world. Surviving the climb to Mount Everest summit is remarkable for anyone. But for Emma Schwerin and her dad Sam, doing it together is the real peak.
It wasn't really until my 8th grade English class, we did a unit on Mount Everest. And I remember looking up at the screen and thinking, wow, that looks amazing. I went home that day and I was telling my dad how amazing it would be to do something like that one day. My dad's a big inspiration for me, and he always has been, but it's hard when other people don't believe in you. And so he was always there right beside me.
Over 2 years, they summited the tallest mountains on 6 continents, each losing 10% of their body weight and battling frostbite.
I was able to overcome a lot of those mental challenges just watching all she was able to do physically.
Last May, Emma's dream became a reality. She reached the top of Mount Everest. At just 17 years, 2 months, and 24 days old, Emma is now the youngest American woman to summit the tallest mountain in the world.
It kind of, for me, just reflected all of the hard work that I had put in and my dad and my family had put into achieving my goal. But my mom told me not to celebrate too much until we got down from the summit.
Emma will tell you she's climbing for a purpose that is bigger than any mountain.
I want people, especially young girls, to just realize that they can do anything they set their minds to. You just need to believe in yourself.
Hey, maybe as parents, sometimes we can use words of encouragement like, just go for it. And then maybe step out of the way, because I think before we know it, it's not just Emma, but I think a lot of our kids can achieve their own Mount Everest.
You never forget the moment you save a life. Last month near Kansas City, Kansas, Grady Linehan, an ICU nurse, was heading out on vacation with a friend when they saw a man face down on the sidewalk. They rushed in to help and didn't feel a pulse.
We switched off doing chest compressions until EMS arrived.
The man, 63-year-old Kevin Ryder, had collapsed from sudden cardiac arrest while jogging. When Grady left that scene and headed for vacation, he did not think that man was going to survive. But then, a twist of fate. When Grady returned to work at the hospital,
They had a gentleman who had a cardiac arrest that had a bystander performing CPR, and the story sounded extremely similar to mine.
It was Kevin, alive.
I was like, had to do a double take a little bit.
For Kevin, the gratitude is unending.
Something compelled him to stop and come in and do what he's trained to do. And when part of it was trained to save a life.
Y'all meet the Kentucky woman who revived a drunk raccoon with CPR.
This was a hard day, but it was a very rewarding day, I will say that.
For longtime registered nurse Misty Combs, the call she got last month ranks far above the rest.
Some people had said they had seen a raccoon in the parking lot. When we got out there was a raccoon. It was making a chitter-chatter noise. Oh, it's baby stuck. And we were like, oh my gosh, there is something wrong with this raccoon.
It was chattering because its babies were stuck in this dumpster. Combs grabbed a shovel and realized one of the babies had eaten some of the fermented peaches thrown away by the business next door. And if you call that business, it's pretty clear what those peaches are for.
We're probably bottling some moonshine. We may be distilling a little moonshine. Hell, we may even be drinking some moonshine. Well, leave your name and number, and as soon as we finish or sober up, we'll call you back.
Which could only mean one thing.
It was dog drunk.
Say it again, Misty.
It was dog drunk. I started doing the best CPR I knew how on a raccoon. And baby one at that, because it was little bitty. Come on! Every compression I did, water was coming out. Like, so it was working. Fish and Wildlife did come, and they took it to a vet. The vet gave it fluids, and they let it sleep off its hangover. And they brought it back to me the next day, which was really surprising to me. And they let me turn it loose.
Oh, it won't sound bad.
Yeah, it does. And the next day, it was a different fuzzy little raccoon instead of the drunk wet one that I had seen. Look at my crown. I'm the raccoon queen. I don't want like the fame from it because I was just doing my job and what I thought was right at the time. You got to be careful because you can get rabies, but I feel like you have to help the little guys out sometimes.
That's our show. I hope it brightened your day. I hope it lifted you up. If for some reason it didn't, go ahead and press play again. Reruns totally free. I'm going to go find some good news. What way am I going?